sometimes the odds might not just be in your favor. Just might not. You could cry, you could sniffle, you could whine, you could run, you could hide, but you can't really get away from it, you know what I mean? Listen.
Looking at the rolling hills of Robert Morris University, as today your Robert Morris Colonials play host to the Fighting Blue Hens of Delaware University in this CAA men's lacrosse matchup. Hello everyone, I'm Dan Yost, and next to me as always is Justin Downs. And Justin, looking at these two matchups and these two teams for this matchup, a big contest for both these schools looking at their conference records.
Right, sure enough, one of these teams will go to 500 in their conference. And as we look at this game, we can really expect hopefully great things from the Colonials coming out of this game. They're 8-0 on the road, and really all 5 of their losses have come on the road. Excuse me, they're 8-0 at home. Sorry, Dan. But really should expect good things. And as we look at this game, you know, we got a couple keys that we'll talk about later, but should be a great matchup.
Absolutely. As you just said, the Joe Walton Stadium is a big place here for the Colonials. And looking at their last win here at Joe Walton Stadium against Drexel University. For the Colonials, it was tied up here into the third quarter, and the Colonials playing a great game here in the third, able to take the lead off. You said it's a beautiful goal here by Brandon Johnson, tipping it past the goalkeeper into the net.
Yeah, and if you look at Drexel, this was just the beginning. It was 3-3 at halftime, but then, you know, the Colonials got back on track, scored 4 goals in the third quarter. But then, Dan, they had a moment in this game where they let up, and we've seen this all season long. You really just you don't want to see this at all. And it hasn't been pretty for the Colonials. Again, they gave up the lead in this game, but they were able to rebound. And, you know, if you play your game and you keep at it, they've been able to put some points on the board. The Colonials have all season long. So, you know, they got away with this one, but how many more times can this happen over the course of the season?
Absolutely. As you see, Robert Morris able to hold on after having this lead in the third, trying to give it up in the fourth. Held on for the win. This goal is going to be a little too late, excuse me, as Robert Morris holds on for the win, 11-10. Getting ready for the contest here as you see that 11-10 final score for the Colonials. That keeps them perfect here at Joe Walton Stadium. Looking at the key starters for the Colonials, looking at Corbin Tao-Bramley. He's your senior attack, number 54. Next to him, Brandon Johnson. You saw a beautiful goal in the Drexel game. He's one of the key guys. Patrick Smith as well. Billy Cox and Dan Kirsch round out your big 5 for your Colonials. Taking a look at the Fighting Blue Hens. You got Pat Dowling and Kevin Kaminsky. Tommy Lee, beautiful hair there by the rocker, Tommy Lee. Martin Cahill and Curtin Dixon. Dixon, the big scorer there for the Fighting Blue Hens. And those are going to be the guys you're going to look for here in this matchup.
Right, and that's
looking, and the head coach for your Fighting Blue Hens, Bob Schillinglaw. It's his 31st year as the head man here for the Blue Hens of Delaware. For him in his all-time record as head coach, he is 249 and 223 for a 527 win percentage. And on the other side of the ledger, in only his 5th year at helm of this Robert Morris squad, all 5 years they have existed, that is Bear Davis, coming to us as a 1997 graduate of Williamton College, and for his 5th year here. And with all the pregame introductions done and out of the way, we are ready to start this CAA matchup between the Colonials and Blue Hens.
Right now, you know, off the opening faceoff, it should be great to see here. Keith Lee's been so good at this all season long. And Lee still scrumming down there on the midfield and looking to come away with this one.
Eventually a ground ball is being fight. Still no control. Finally picked up by the Hens. Controlled it right now. That's number 5, Kevin Kaminsky. Kaminsky's shaking it down the middle here. And right in front of the cage. This shot's going to be bounced. Saved by Barcia. May have hit the cage. Picked up by the Colonials. Streaking down to the right-hand side. Now on the other side. Colonials are in the white with red trim, right numerals. They are going right to left on your screen. The Blue Hens, Finley wearing blue with gold trim, gold numerals. And that shot's going to go out of play. We'll say with the Colonials, though.
Yeah, and with the Colonials, you see right away that attacking style offense. They come right in off the rush, and they're not afraid to put shots on net. If you don't put shots on net, you don't score, Dan.
Beautiful philosophy there, as always, Justin. 14:24 on the clock here early in the first. Waiting for some substitutions to come in and out for the Blue Hens. Coming off for Delaware, that's number 20, Carter Bloor coming off the floor. Ball back into play now for your Colonials. That's Taylor Casparello with it right now. Comes back into the attack zone, puts it back out to the top of the zone.
And you see right away the Delaware defense going to pressure the outside. They're going to try to force the Colonials outside on that attacking zone. And one of the keys to success for the Colonials this game is going to be getting the ball inside and getting quality shots. Something that when they're successful, they do very well. But other times, when we've seen them slip away, that's when they kind of lose control.
Corbin Towel Bramley with it now. Back below the goal line, trying to work his way up close. Breaks off one defender, then lose it. Passes back down to the X spot, now back in front of the cage. Trying to shake off the defender. And that shot is going to go wide of the mark. And
save there.
Oh, that was actually a stave. Looked like it went wide of the mark, though. But that's going to be a beautiful save there for the Blue Hens. And Gal coming in for Delaware.
Yeah, if Fostner can keep coming up with saves like that, that'll be huge for these Blue Hens.
Woodlake, number 42, being double-teamed, trying to get the ball knocked out of the cross and able to do so. Ground ball chance here picked up by the Colonials. That's number 26, Rob Latner. And now another ground ball fighting for possession picked up again by the Colonials. First flag is out on the day. This call is going to be going against the Blue Hens.
And
that shot wide of the mark will go out of play, and that's going to be the whistle. And with 12:57 here in the first quarter of action, our first penalty of the afternoon.
Yeah, too much whacking on the arm there, the Colonials, and Delaware is going to sit down and take a knee.
Did not see who the guilty party was. Slash is the call, though. And taking the knee for the Blue Hens, that is number 29, Matt Stufark. And this is going to be a 1-minute advantage here for the Colonials. Ball is now back into play. 12:50 remain on the clock. Rob Morris had some success here with the man-up opportunities. Can they convert here for the first time today? And that pass is going to go out of play. That's going to be turnover going in favor of the Hens.
That's not how you want to do it. Trying to force something down low. That's not the Colonials' game plan with the man-up.
Delaware back in possession of the ball, carrying it down. That's number 4, Kevin Kaminsky. He gives it up. Double team now. That's number 20, Carter Bloor. Bloor trying to shake through. Ball's going to go out of play, and it will be a turnover. Robert Moore's ball.
Yeah, that number 17, Joe Sewell, with a great play defensively. And Barcia going to look to take this one up as the Colonials will work it up the field.
Barcia has not been afraid to take that home run pass. We've seen that already this year, trying to find the long ball for the fast break opportunity. Doesn't go there.
Right, and that plays a large part into that quick strike ability that the Colonials have. But if you keep turning the ball over right now, you're not going to get anything going.
Yeah, Rob Morris likes to be more patient, try to find the right shot. Right now they're getting nothing going in terms of this. Chance here for Delaware State. Loose person in front of the cage. That ball is going to be shot wide of the marker, high of the cage, shall I say. And it will stay with the Blue Hens, though.
Great heads-up play there by Sal Barcia. He came right out after the shooter and didn't give him a clear shot on net.
Delaware clearing the ball out to the top of the attack zone. Stepping in just for a moment is Bloor. Pass it over number 5, Kaminsky. And right now, Delaware is playing a perimeter game, trying to find something. The only person inside for the Hens is number 17, Chris Dixon. As we mentioned, he's one of the 5 big stars here for the Hens.
And you see the Colonials in that variation of the 3-1-2. They'll drop 2 guys back to the X position if they have to, but otherwise they'll come up and stay and protect the crease. one of the things they're going to have to do if they want to limit shots from Barcia. The Blue Hens actually shoot more than any other team.
And as you just saw, one of those shots going to go in. Blue Hens drawing first blood, first peck, if you will, against the Colonials, and they lead 1-0 with 11-12 remaining here in the first.
Right, and they shoot more than any other team, and that's the result. When you can pepper a goalie with shots like that, it keeps your team off kilter, and when you shoot from anywhere, then that keeps the goalie, Barcia, kind of off on his heels. He doesn't know where to take his angles, and it's tough to stop shots that way.
And the officials currently checking the cross here, making sure that everything not too tight, not too and they are going to say it is fine, and that's going to be a good goal. Martin Cahill, number 22, the junior out of Malden, Massachusetts, is going to be good here. And on the face-off, it's going to be won cleanly by the Blue Hens. Tommy Lee, number 21, bring it down. Their shot off of the side of the cage, out of play. May have been deflected by Barcia, so it will stay with the Blue Hens of Delaware. As we said, this is a key contest for both teams. Robert Morris, they are 8-5. The Blue Hens are 4-8, excuse me, but both teams 2-1 in the CAA.
Right now, possession is going to be huge, and one thing that we've seen so far from Delaware, they are also very good at on the face-off circle, and the Colonials aren't used to losing those battles. They've got a couple great guys in Keith Lee, and there's a couple other young guys that they've been able to bring in. Mike Gross has been very good at this, and possession is going to be huge in this game as we have a dodge to the net here.
And their shot goes high of the mark, but it's almost acting as a pass. Shot from the outside, tipped off the cross of Barcia, and out of play, staying with the Hens. Right now, something I'm seeing from the score right now is hard shots to the net, not trying to bounce it in. They're just trying to go hard and fast towards Barcia. At pass wide of the mark, coming up to the midline, and waiting for it to cross. Picked up, ground ball goes to the Colonials, but then they lose it again. Foot race for it. That ground ball is picked up again, knocked out of the cross, and goes out of play, and will go over to the Hens.
Great play to flick it up toward the wing. Just great defense by Delaware that time. Not a whole lot that he could do to keep possession.
10-10 remain on the clock. Delaware up 1-0 over the Colonials. Ball back in the play. They're going to put it back towards their goalkeeper, and that is number 13, Noah Fostner, the sophomore out of New York. Ball brought across the midline along the far side. No one in front of the crease yet. Barcia way out of the crease, trying to almost pressure up on the defense. He scurries back into the net for Robert Morris. Colonials are giving up a few goals with Barcia coming way out to try to attack or get a loose ground ball.
Well, that's one of the dangers when you play that 10-man trap. What's going to happen is you're going to try to force the ball to the wing, and then Barcia is going to be the extra man. They're actually going to play man-to-man in that defense. And Barcia is going to take away any option that is possible
ball here in front of
for the
that's
opposing offense.
Shot too far near, out of play, staying with the Hens, though. But as you mentioned, yeah, Robert Morris trying to play this man-up defense. That requires Barcia to come out. They will, hopefully not at the expense of a goal here or there. Loose ball knocked out of the cross and picked up. Still, no one has it yet. Still fighting for possession. No one has it yet. And after a couple chances, finally picked up by the Colonials, number 23, Dane Smith.
Yeah, it was the battle of the 23s. You had Mark Steverson for the Blue Hens and Dane Smith, for the Colonials.
Blue Hens now have it again. Bring it into the attack zone, almost untouched. And as a shot comes out of the cross, ground ball, fighting for possession again, picked up by Delaware, runs into his own man. Back into the attack zone along the near side, trying to find the open lane. No one in front of the net, and that was going to be bounced in, shot, and score for the Hens, and they lead 2-0.
Well, we just mentioned him, number 23. That's Mark Steverson, and he's going to get his behind Barcia, and really the Colonials got trapped on the slide there. When one guy gets out of position, the rest of the guys have to make up for that open spot on the field, and right now nobody in front of the crease for the Colonials. And the Hens take a 2-0 lead.
Steverson almost looked like he was untouched getting in front of the crease there. And beautiful pass there by, I believe, is number 2, John Austin.
Yeah, nobody on him, though, there, Dan.
Yeah, if you can't post up on a man, those things are going to happen. And now, off of the improper face-off, it is going to be given to the Hens. They have the ball now along the near side, outside the attack zone. Now stepping in is number 22. That's Cahill. Now ball back up below the crease in the X position.
Look out for Cahill. He's dangerous. He's got 14 goals on the year.
Robert Morey, as we mentioned before, Delaware leading the league in shots. However, when you look at goals, that honor goes to the Colonials, even though they're not showing it right now.
Yeah, and the Colonials are more into quality than quantity, and it's kind of the opposite. The Blue Hens figure, you know, if they can get as many balls as they can to the net, eventually one of them is going to go in.
And that shot will go in just like that. And right now, concern for Robert Morris as number 5, Kevin Kaminsky, puts this one in, and this is going to be a timeout for the Colonials as they are kind of collapsing right in front of the home crowd. They now trail 3-0.
Right, and you know this is what we feared going down to my keys to the game for the Blue Hens. You know, play your game, get shots to the net. You're the leading shot taker in the CAA, and survive early. You know, play the rope-a-dope. You know, take those body blows that the Colonials are going to deliver. The Colonials, they have 161 goals on the year. 54, Dan, have come in the first quarter of play. And if they stick up a goose egg here, then that puts you in some serious doubt if you're head coach Bear Davis.
And Davis probably has a lot of concern, especially for his defense. Players right now unable to match up on a man, and they are just getting wide open shots here at the crease. Barcia being a little bit more than just a shooting range, and had a couple nice stops, got some saves from the post, but now 3 have had to get dug out of his net, and some concern riding over the faces of the Colonial faithful. Take a look at this replay of this last goal, seeing that beautiful bounce shot past Barcia. And that's just how it's going to happen right there. Again, out from the outside. Beautiful bounce pass, or bounce shot, shall I say. Again, on the faceoff, as you mentioned, Lee not having the best day of it so far. Usually he's pretty solid in the center spot, and right now he is not had much success. And this one will be won. Still no one has it yet.
Yeah, Delaware just relentless off that faceoff.
Still no possession has been established. Now it's going to go to the Colonials.
There's Kirsch coming up the wing. And Kirsch not afraid to drive
and
here.
Looking with almost a little bit of determination. And shot, they tried the one time, it falls out of the cross. Ground ball, fighting for possession, and does not go out, stays in. And it's going to be a call here. It's going to stay with the Colonials.
And good pursuit there is that 27 Dane Smith down there?
And
great
that's
pursuit,
a
good
beautiful
attack.
save there. Lost it out of the cross, and they're going to say it was forced out by the Colonials, so we'll stay with the Hens. 7:19 remaining on the clock. 3-0 is your score. And Barcia out of the net, has to dive, and that one almost just dragged into the net. Barcia
what
just
a save.
Diving for the save.
And a better defensive play by Coleman Proctor, noticing that his goaltender was out of the net. He came in and took away the shot opportunity.
Yes, Barcia almost had to dive for that one, but that goes back to when he comes out of the crease for that man-to-man opportunity or man-to-man defense. Those are the casualties of that.
Right, and don't think that other teams don't look at this. They know that opportunity is there from watching film and in practice. So they're going to find that opportunity. They're taught to look for that.
Delaware playing a very fast, up-tempo game, almost new Penguin style. We're just trying to get the shots on the net. So far, that is nothing but success. Delaware stepping into the top of the attack box. Brings it over to the near side. Now back below the goal line into the X spot. And Delaware now being a little more content just to cycle it around the attack box, see what they can find, see if they find that opportunity. No one inside of the defense for the Hens yet.
Yeah, notice the switch from a man to a zone defense by the Colonials.
Probably what was discussed at that timeout.
Right.
And again, Delaware not able to find someone inside. Now they're going to try to get someone in there. That ball tipped out and runs its way to the near sideline. We'll stay with the Hens. Horn sounds, and we are going to have a change here. Looks like a defensive change for the Robert Morris Colonials. Ball back in play. Hens now circling around the attack box. Back below, down low, along the far side. Now trying to find someone, work someone into the defense. That person steps out. And again, stepping right in front of the crease here for the Hens. That's number 23, Steverson. And he has two bodies posted on him as they still cycle his ball around the outside of the attack box. Now on the far side. Back down below the goal line. Down into the X spot. Trying to find that person in front of the crease right now.
Yeah, check out Dan Mulford down low, not allowing anything in there. And you can definitely tell that that's one of the things that Bear Davis stressed. We're not going to give up goals from right in front of our goaltender.
And Hens now had two Now back just to one body in front of the crease, but now they are making a concerted effort to get the bodies in front there, cause the traffic, loose clear lane here. That shot saved by Barcia off of the shoelaces, and that will tip out of play, staying with Delaware. 5:18 remaining here in the first. 3-0 is your score. Ball quickly put back into play. That pass is going to go wide of the mark, though is going to be a deflection off of the Colonials. Will be staying with the Hens.
Yeah, I think Dan Kurtz got a stick on that. So possession, as you said, going to stick with Delaware.
And Robert Morris not even having much of a chance to score, as the ball has stayed mostly, may I say, right in front of Sal Barcia in the defense. Delaware State again cycling around the outside, trying to find around the far side, and clear lane. That shot scooped up beautifully by Barcia, putting the lotion in the basket.
And Carter Bloor faked that pass to the point and then just fired one on Barcia, but Barcia said, "Not this time, son."
Barcia is going to have a good day if he wants to get his team back into this one. As we said, Rob Morris is used to having the advantage early in these contests. Most of their goals coming in the first quarter. Chance here for the Colonels. Shot and score, and they're on the board. Robert Morris down 3-1. That's going to be number 27, Patrick Smith. Talked about him in the pregame, and he comes through for the first blood of Robert Morris.
Yeah, and the Colonials working it from the X position. See, this is Colonial lacrosse right here. You're going to get the ball down low, look for your opportunities in front, and then see that one-timer and maybe a dodge one way or the other to the net. And those are the quality chances that the Colonials get most often, and what they've done so far to be undefeated here at Joe Walton Stadium.
And we'll have to try Rob here. Chance here. See if Rob Morris can pick off a face-off here cleanly. And again, beautiful play there by the Hens. They will maintain, and again, trapping on that defense. Person just left all alone, and they will easily score when you let the defense go unchecked down below. Score for the Hens, and they get that goal back. Again, a 3-goal advantage, leading 4-1.
Fake the defense right out of their shoes, and Barcia is not going to match up one-on-one with a shooter. There's no way that you can expect him to do that. And right now, you know, that's what Robert Moore's trying to tell their coach here. You know, we got to stop this. You know, maybe give us some sight from the sideline here and help us out, because right now they look lost in front of the net. 37,
Dan Mills getting that one almost too easy, slipping that behind the back line of the defense, and just one-on-one from a point-blank range. If you can't bury that one, you may not be playing Division I lacrosse for too much longer.
Right.
Everyone checking the crosses for both players on the face-off here. And again, probably looking at Keith Lee, probably feeling a little discouraged right now, where all these goals have, at least 2 now, have come off of the face-off. At least they need to try to slow down this team, or even win a face-off. And this one again is going to be won by the Fighting Hens. Although they're going to actually kick. Oh no, it does stay inbound. Thought I was going to kick it out to the sideline. Stays in. Chance here for the Hens. They have possession, streaking down the far side. Now carried it into the middle. Pass wide of the mark, tipped away. It will stay in play though.
Now right there, you see, now they're trying to play the X-Man behind the net, but when you do that, you leave that slot area open. And if you saw there on that last play, Mark Steverson, who's got a goal already, once he made that pass, cut straight to the net, and that's where you look for the one-timer coming back.
And the ball is going to be given to the Colonials, as the shot did not go past the end line, but rather the side, so it will be a Colonial ball. And Robert Morris needs to do something to generate some offense here.
Yeah, they're lucking out in their own end, because right now they're not doing anything to keep possession.
Ball given back to Barcia. He's going to carry it down the middle of the field. Passes it back over to the lawn stick, number 17, Joe Sewell. Now ball brought into the attack zone along the near side. That's number 46, Matisse.
Yeah, Kyle Matisse, very strong with possession. He's a big body down there. He's close to 6'5", and only a freshman.
Another 3 years of Matisse here at Robert Morris.
Oh, and coaches are really excited. They love having that big body to bring the ball down the field.
It's probably something we've seen with Bear Davis. Now he has 5 years underneath his belt. Can start getting maybe a better class of recruit to Robert Morris.
Right, and more so even your style, because it takes a while to get your name out there, and a lot of people, didn't even know Robert Morris had a lacrosse team. But here they are playing some really great competition in the CAA.
And everything has to go with that. Now that the PIAA is starting to sponsor men's lacrosse at the high school level, that's going to help interest in the area, where this was really not a lacrosse area until maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
Robert Morris with 2:40 remaining on the clock. trailing by 3, 4-1 is a score. Try and get some offense here in the first quarter. Buchanan with the ball, and he's going to lose it, turned over to the Hens. And something I'm noticing now, just the excitement on the sideline of Delaware. Every possession, they seem to be into it. And you look over across the way at the boys in white here, Robert Morris, and shoulders are shrugged, heads are hung, and momentum and confidence clearly on the side of Delaware right now.
And I think the Colonials are used to this being their time. The first quarter has been theirs. You know, as we said, you know, close to a fourth of their goals have been scored in this first quarter of play. And right now they can see that things aren't going their way, and it's almost come as a shock to the Colonials. And Delaware, on the other end of this, said, hey, you know, if we can beat the Colonials in this quarter of play, you know, they're liable to give up comeback opportunities later in the game. So if we can get ahead early, we're sitting pretty.
Yeah, strong finish is not what Rob Morris is known for. Timeout right now by Delaware, each team having one timeout remaining. 2:08 is left on the clock, as you can see. Delaware 4, Robert Morris 1. And looking at Coach Davis, he's probably got to be at least talking a little bit here, if not just you know, strategy, talking about confidence and just trying to, you know, play with a little more intensity. Because right now, just nothing but shrugged shoulders, lackadaisical play for the Colonials.
Right, and you're only down 3 guys. I mean, pick your heads up and you know, stick with the game. You know, keep your head, you know, in play and give your best effort out there on the field. But right now, it just seems like Delaware's outmatching these Colonials.
That's a very easy way to look at it, and a very true way of looking at it. Right now, Barcia out of the cage. He's going to intercept this pass.
See, there's one of those chances where that 10-man opportunity on the attacking defensive side actually works. You force the trap to the sideline, and Barcia was able to intercept that pass headed for the crease.
Bring the ball into the attack zone. Now Robert Morris has it. Kirsch, number 21, trying to fight off his defender. He's going to leave it up to Lee. Lee has it now.
And number 7, Caparosa, look for him to get the ball, and he's their possession man. He's really quick. He's got great feet, and he knows how to work it inside.
Colonials now trying to set up some sort of offense, some sort of rhythm as they cycle around the outside of the attack zone. Carrying it in is Lee. Lee backs off of his defender, passes it over, now on the near side, giving it up to Caparosa. Robert Morris quickly cycling around the outside, trying to find if they can get a man inside of the into the defense here. And right now you have Smith, number 27, trying to get break free inside of the Delaware defense, unable to do so with 57 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first.
And look for the Colonials to try to isolate one player. You want to get, at this point, the ball into the hands of your best possession guy and let him try to dodge and take it to the net, and that's just what Lee is doing right now. It gets it back to the X position.
Ball in front. That's going to be a shot just wide of the mark. It will stay with the Colonials with 37 seconds left in the first.
And he got a really good hard-earned look there, did Kirsch. Just unable to put it on net.
Back in play now. Robert Morris again along the outside. Passes up to the top of the attack zone. Stepping it back in. And again, Robert Morris just trying to cycle, try to find that loose body. Brambleby now trying to set up shop in front of the cage. 2 Hens posted on him right now. Brambleby steps out to the side. He's going to take that ball. Shot, and beautiful save there. Brambleby on the short angle chance. And they're going to try to home run this one. And this one will go completely goaltender the goaltender, and 0-0 in the clock. And after our first 15 minutes of play, Delaware 4, Robert Morris 1.
And they were actually able, with just seconds remaining, to chuck it down the field and actually put one on net, force Barcia to make a save. Which, the way the sun's coming up over the field there, that might be a hard thing to do.
With only a few seconds left, you try to look for that lucky bounce, lucky pass, you know, maybe if you, even without a quality shot. So, after 15 minutes of play, Delaware 4, Robert Morris 1. You are watching Colonial Athletic action here on Robert Morris Network. We'll be right back.
Endurance, commitment, sacrifice, rowing is the ultimate team sport. The Robert Morris University women's rowing team is looking for walk-ons. If you're strong, athletic, and have a great attitude, we'd love to have you on the team. You have nothing to lose.
Of Robert Morris University, Delaware 4, Robert Morris 1 is getting ready for the second quarter of action here at the Joe Walton Stadium. Go Colonials indeed. And Justin, after his first 15 minutes, what do you think Coach Davis is telling his team?
Well, you know, Davis has to be looking at the fact you can handle bad play to an extent. You know, you can look at mistakes and say this is what we've got to do better, but there's no excuse right now to be hanging your heads on the sideline.
Absolutely. Back in play here as we start the second quarter of action. Robert Morris will now be going left to right, Delaware right to left. Ground ball here, no one around. It's going to be picked up easily by Caparosa. He's going to carry it into the near side, pass it off to the top. Robert Morris is now going to set up shop around
Tal Brambleby wants that ball down low.
Brambleby has not been a factor so far. He's had a couple touches, just that one shot. Poor angle chance, easily saved right there at the end of the first.
It's that little Morasti. Rob Morasti, real good player. Like Caparosa, they like to use him for a possession and a balanced attack. And he's really quick with his feet. And between him and Caparosa, you can really run some time off the clock.
Caparosa gives it up to Morasti. Morasti, number 10, they're down back below the goal line. Looking where he wants to fend this off to or break past his defender. Brings it around the near side of the crease. Tries to shake once, twice. Tries to get that shot, bounce, shot, score. A beautiful play there by Morasti. Puts this one on in the individual effort. And now 4-2, the Colonials trail only by 2.
Rob Morasti sought out that pass twice and said, you know what, I'll just take it myself. He took it right around the net, stuck around outside the crease, and just put it far side on the goaltender.
That's the beautiful effort that you want to see there. Now let's take a quick look here at the standings of the CAA. Both these teams, as we mentioned, are 1 and 2. Right now, leading the conference or the association is Hofstra, then Townsend, Villanova, Robert Morris, Delaware, that 4-5. Sacred Heart and Drexel, as you saw that highlight, is currently in 7th at the bottom of the table.
Boy, was that a huge goal for the Colonials coming back right after the first intermission. And I like the move by Bear Davis, taking it to the energy guys. We mentioned Morasti and Caparosa. They'll look to do more of that, I'm sure.
Well, to say that the energy levels were low would be an understatement for Bear Davis and this Colonial squad. Another thing I'd like to see is this team come off after the goal, win that face-off, and immediately put this ball and cycle it back around, control the clock, control possession, something they failed to do in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, face-offs are really underrated, I think, by the general fans and the public because they don't understand what possession does for a game. When you control the rhythm and the time of play, then you're controlling, in fact, the game.
Without there being like a traditional shot clock, in fact, you can control this ball with great chance. Another chance here. Beautiful defensive effort there by the entire Delaware club. Ground ball, and there's going to be a whistle, and it's going to be a push. Ball is going to be turned back over to the Colonials.
Delaware with a great job there of clogging the crease, but you know, unable to come up with possession here.
Tal Brownlee has it now, and it's going to be ground ball, staying with Robert Morris. Picked up beautifully there by Conks, and loses it out of his cross, picks it right back up. Bear Davis looking for a call. He's not going to get anything. Robert Morris now picking up the speed, picking up the intensity, trying to get some sort of momentum and energy back into their club. Almost faking the shot from the outside, try to shake off the defense. That's going to be a pass off of the iron. Another half inch that's touching the net. As it is, it's going to be another chance for Robert Morris as the ball stays with the Colonials.
Yeah, and even saw there Noah Fossner, the Delaware goaltender, tapping that post to the side. Brandon Johnson just missed.
Robert Morris with the ball at the top of the attack zone. Trying to cycle it around, try to break off and find the perfect defensive matchup. And that's Morasti, number 10. Now he's the guy kind of hanging out in the middle of the Delaware defense. Ball is posted on him as Tal Brownlee has the ball. Chance there and could not get the shot off. Ground ball chance, fighting for possession. Still no one has it. It's going to be picked up by the Hens. and that is number 12, Fitzgerald, bringing it down for Delaware.
Yeah, I want to take a real quick back to that last possession for the Colonials. There was a defensive player for Delaware, Matt Stafuric, number 29, had the option to take the man behind the net, but instead he stayed at home and ended up breaking that play up in front of the crease. Great play by the sophomore.
11:06 remain on the clock. Delaware with possession and a 2-goal lead here in the middle of the second quarter. And Robert Morris, which has been known as a first-half team, we're going to have to pick it up, as we've mentioned, unless they want to change how they play in the second half. That shot tipped away by Barcia and then beautifully picked up by number 5, Coleman Proctor.
He's going to stay with Delaware.
After that ball goes out, play. Pressing on the defense was the Delaware attackers in that instance, and they forced the ball out of play. It's going to be given back to them. Whistle, and we are back to action here. Delaware looking to cycle around. No one in front of the crease for the Hens yet. That ball knocked out of the cross, but kept by Delaware. That's Bloor, number 20. Faking the shot from the outside, now cycling around the far end. Back down below the goal line.
And you get the feeling this is a really big possession here for Delaware. They can feel the momentum shifting toward the Colonial side, and they want to do everything possible not to let that happen.
Switching off possession here, shot from the outside, beautiful underhand strike, and just like that, Delaware scores. That's number 23, Steverson, the junior attack from Rockville, Maryland. We've already talked about him a couple times, and he puts another tally up on the board for Delaware.
And that's just a very skilled shot from a very skilled player. Good defense by the Colonials. They gave him a little bit of time, but nothing that you can complain about. Just a great shot to bury that.
Steverson showing the overhand and backs off and takes an underhand shot that rises up past the stick of Barcia. And just like that, Delaware gets goal number 5 on the board. That's an infraction. It's going to be given to Robert Morris, and they quickly bring it down the zone into the front of the attack, seeing if they can get a quick goal here, rather than have to set up around. Chance from the outside. Quickly coverage there, and that ball, bad pass. And those are the turnovers that will kill any sort of offensive chances for Bear Davis's club.
Yeah, we just talked about momentum. That'll kill it right there. If you give turnovers, if you give the ball away and are careless with possession, you're not going to come away victorious very often. And Delaware's capitalizing on every opportunity they have to strip the Colonials of the ball.
Take a look at that goal again by Steverson as we get back to live action. 9:52 remain on the clock, and it begins. Kaminsky, number 5, doing a one-man job here, bringing it the length and width of the floor here.
They call that coast to coast, Dan.
And Barcia out of the net. They tried to get an opportunity with that, and it will stay with the Fighting Hens.
And Barcia there actually made the play, though. Again, we see him come out of the net, and he's physical once he gets outside his crease. He's not afraid to come in and get you in the chops.
And we're seeing Delaware not afraid to try to get the fast break opportunities. As right there you saw, they went coast to coast with Kaminsky here the whole way, and they tried to get something on net before the Robert Morris defense get back into position. Barcia coming out of net a little bit, and he's going to pick up that ball. Now it's a grounder picked up by the Colonials. Sewell has it, and that's going to be bounced up in front now to the midline. Robert Morris possesses it into the middle. Sealock has it, gives it up. Now along the far side, shoved down the ground. That's going to be a flag against Delaware State. There's the whistle. And this is going to be the second infraction to draw laundry against the Fighting Hens.
Yeah.
Our chance for the man up for Robert Morris.
I think they're going to get him for a push there on Bo Davis. That's number 3 for the Blue Hens.
Robert Morris not successful in their first chance to man up. See if they can do better here in their second chance. 9:03 remain on the clock. 5-2. Robert Morris can use a goal here desperately.
Yeah, anything and everything that you can get on net, you have to take. Take a page out of the Delaware playbook and just start getting some shots on net.
Pat Smith has it, gives it up. Chance here in the middle. That's a beautiful shot right from the middle. Score, Robert Morris. Number 16, Trevor Moore, the sophomore attacker, does it wonderfully with the man-up chance, and they get the goal and now trail 5-3.
Look at that, Dan. If you shoot, you just might score. Trevor Moore with his 26th score of the season. That puts him as he's the leading scorer, I believe, on the Colonial squad now with 40 points on the year.
Trevor Moore getting it done however he can, and just there, not trying to find the perfect shot, not trying to work at someone inside. You could take a look on the replay here. Moore from the outside. You have two guys, and Brambleby actually had to get out of the way of that shot so it would go in. And just like that, that's how Robert Morris is going to get their third tally.
Yeah, and I questioned whether Faulkner ever saw that ball coming because it looked like Brambleby had a pretty good screen set on him.
That's a well played there, and those are the kind of things that don't come up in the stat sheet. And there's a chance here for the Colonials. That shot just wide of the mark. Brambleby runs to the end line, so it stays with the Colonials.
Brambleby, such a smart player. You can just see it. His awareness is exponential, and he makes his teammates better, and that's something that you can't coach.
It is those X factors, the it thing that you look for with players, and maybe the things that Robert Morris recruits can be coming here kind of expecting to do as this program continues to grow from an infant stage.
Well, you see guys like Brandon Johnson and the freshman Dave Morton, who's had a couple really good games this season when he's gotten a chance to be on the field. They've really taken to Tal Brambleby's teachings, and if you can develop that solid core of smart players and be able to recognize what's happening on the field as it happens, it can really help your team and help you win games.
Falling there is Billy Conk, but he's able to hold the ball in the cross, gives it up. Shot from the outside, barely wide of the mark. It's going to stay with the Colonials, though. And Robert Morris now trying to apply the pressure and put the foot down on the accelerator here, get back into this contest. For a Robert Morris matchup, somewhat of a low-scoring affair. Only 5-3 here halfway through the second.
Yeah, and you saw that last week. Very low-scoring defensive battles. It's almost like the Colonials have switched gears mid-season depending on who the opponent, playing to the opponent instead of just playing your game. Maybe you just want to focus a little bit on what you can do well.
And that shot, beautiful save there. That's a bit of brilliance there from Noah Faulkner, hitting just the end of the stick up near the cross. And those are the type of saves that will make Coach very, very happy.
Yeah, and he's thanking his lucky stars right now. He's had a couple posts and, just doing everything possible to keep that ball from going into the net.
Always got to be thankful to the woodwork there.
Yeah, got to make his sideline smile.
Robert Morris has the ball, bringing it into the attack zone. Again, now they're really trying to find pressure, collapse the defense in just a little bit more.
Johnson back at the X position. He'll play catch with Tal Brambleby.
Johnson had that beautiful goal that we saw in the opening highlights against Drexel, tipped it out of the air and getting it into the net, pretty much from a off the air, jumping position, shall I say. Beautiful acrobatic move by Johnson last week against Drexel. 5-3 is the score. 6:32 remain on the clock. Robert Morris trying to get back into this. Tal Brambleby has it in his cross, tries to shake off the defender. That shot well in front of the crease, in front of the goal. Ball is going to stay with Robert Morris, however.
Tim Langmaid got a stick on that, number 77 for Delaware, able to break up that shot attempt.
Take a look at the Robert Morris bench there. Head starting to pick up just a little bit more than we saw in the first, where it was nothing but a kind of a depressing state of affairs on the Robert Morris side. But again, looking then at the Delaware side, every player on the bench into every possession, every shot, every chance. And right now that might just be the difference between these two teams is who wants it more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other thing I noticed here is we have the Easter holiday break. A pretty large crowd here at Joe Walton Stadium. Fans starting to come out and support their Colonials undefeated on this turf. Hopefully a sign of things to come.
It is a little bit of a story swelling here at Robert Morris now that the basketball seasons have passed and the story of the men's basketball team and their trip to the NCAA tournament has come and gone. Men's lacrosse now could take center stage here on the campus of Robert Morris University. Caparosa, number 7, has on the near side. He's going to pass it up, and it goes right back over to him outside the attack box. He steps in, goes coast to coast, tries to find the shot from the outside. Another beautiful save there by Foster. And right now, he's earned his scholarship money tonight.
Yeah, Foster. They might want to give this guy some help here. He's been all alone. The one-on-one chances he's had with shooters, he's been able to stop him. He's been a wall back there. And he'll use the cage, his stick, his foot, whatever's necessary.
I think he had one off the shoelaces in the first quarter, but right now, Foster needs a little more help, and Rob Morris is trying to apply the pressure. They're just not getting to go into the net right now. 5 minutes left on the clock here in the first half of play. Both teams with a timeout remaining.
Some changes here. Kaminsky and Stafuric going to come onto the field.
Robert Morris, 6 back on the defense, plus your goalkeeper, Barcia, as the Hens take it in a counterclockwise position as they try to cycle it, try to find some open chance, try to get someone down low in front of the net.
Yeah, that matchup down there is really interesting to me right now with number 40, Dan Mulford. Whoever comes into that crease, that's his sole responsibility, just to push him and drive him out of that crease, not get any chances, which they saw early, and Delaware capitalized on early in this game, taking that away right now.
That shot there by Dixon goes wide of the mark. It will stay with the Hens, though, as they set up shop once again in the Robert Morris zone. Delaware now seem to be, they've been patient the whole game, but now really look like they feel comfortable taking as much time as they're going to want and how much time they're going to need to get the perfect shot now that they have that 2-goal advantage. And that one goes off the side of the cage, does not go in. Barcia scoops up the loose ball and runs this one into the midfield. Ground ball chance, eventually picked up by the Colonials, snapped out of the cross. And that one just going to be thrown on net kind of blindly. Turnover here, eventually scooped up by Foster, almost loses it out of the cross. Could have fallen back into his own net, quickly gets the stick underneath it though.
Great play down on this near side here by number 27, Patrick Smith. Smith gave up his body to keep that ball in play and give the Colonials that opportunity. Really paid for it, a heavy check put on by the Hens.
3:20 remain on the clock as Delaware sets back up for a chance.
To work it around here. The Colonials doing a good job of not biting on that slide, though. As you can see, they're staying with the ball and not moving too much one way or the other, staying in that zone. Good defense by Robert Morris.
And for Robert Morris, after kind of letting the floodgates open early in this contest, they've structured up, kind of gotten themselves back in this contest, did not get out of hand. And that shot is just going to go barely wide of the mark. Barcia actually might have kicked it out of the way. Ground ball picked up by the Colonials, running it down in past the midline, coming all the way down into the attack zone. A one-man freight train. That's number 23, Dane Smith, trying to do his best. He eventually passes it off. But Smith, he was really trucking down the line there for the Colonials.
And Kirsch now down low to the X. And that's Trevor Moore.
Moore trying to dodge off his defender. He gives up the ball. Goes back over to Buchanan, number 19. He gives it up to the top of the attack zone.
Yeah, two different styles right now playing defensively. Delaware into this man-to-man. And the Colonials moving to that zone defense earlier in the game after getting burnt on the man-to-man.
Yeah, the man-to-man was not working very well for Rob Morris, but have been able to plug the gaps once they've gone to the zone, which you're going to have to drop into now as Delaware tries to quickly get a shot on net. Barcia gets his leg down in front of that one, then scoots up the ground ball. Beautiful play there by number 1. Gives it up. And just like that, Barcia gets the heat out of what could have been a very, very hot kitchen. Under 90 seconds remaining in the first half here. Robert Morris trying to get something on the board here. Shot will be saved there by Faulkner. Touches his stick. Still a ground ball. Fighting for possession. Picked up by the Colonials in the attack zone. Wide open zone. That one's going to be saved. Beautiful save by Faulkner. A shot there. Underhand sweep. Picked up by the goalkeeper of the Fighting Hens. And that guy's having an unreal first half.
Yeah, you can't say enough about Faulkner. Great job by the Colonials. You can see with Matisse bringing that ball down the field, you can see what size does for you. That first shot went right over top of the defender.
And we're going to have another timeout here on the pitch. With 54 seconds remaining in the first half, 5-3 is your score. Robert Morris trying to stay in this. They are getting the opportunities. Faulkner having a great half, getting a lucky bounce here and there. A couple of great saves by the woodwork has also helped out the Fighting Hens. And just like that, Delaware has taken their second time out of the half. And with 56 seconds remaining, we're going to take a quick break here, but stay tuned for the conclusion of the first half here at Robert Morris University.
Center. You ready?
Conclusion of the timeout. Both teams taking the field once again. 5-3 is your score. 56 seconds shown on the clock here above Joe Walton Stadium. Delaware State with possession, using that timeout to try to drop a plan. Hopefully put in goal number 6 for the Hens. Robert Morris doing their best to keep it a 2-goal contest. Back to action here.
And Delaware can sense that the Colonials keep scratching. They'd love to put one in here with just 40 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Coach Bob Schillingwall, as we said, this is his 31st year at Delaware, a North Carolina graduate, shall I say. See if his previous 30 years of experience helped him draw up a nice play to put one in with the last half minute of action. And loose ball, our chance there in front of the net, unable to take the shot is number 24, Nick Lamanto. Looked like he was going to take the shot, then chose not to. I don't know why not, had kind of an open lane there. That shot just inches wide of the mark, and with 10 seconds remaining on the clock, it's going to stay with Delaware State. They're going to get one final opportunity to put one in the back of the net. Quickly to get the restart, trying to find something. Barcia comes out, puts a stick in there, and they're going to force that ball to go away. And one final whistle here, 2 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, Barcia able to come out of the net there, because the only shot that even if they get one off is going to be from a horrible angle. So Barcia able to come out there and challenge the attacker.
And that might have just saved them for another goal here in the first half. 2 seconds left, one final chance. That will not go in. There's the horn. After 30 minutes of play, Robert Morris 3, Delaware 5. And if you're looking for some positive out of this first half from Robert Morris, they let the floodgates open, but they were able to gap and make the saves and the gaps there to kind of cut off the bleeding from the first 5 minutes of this contest.
Yeah, sort of the opposite of what we usually see.
Absolutely. Well, after 3 minutes of play, as we said, Delaware 5, Robert Morris 3. You're watching Colonial Athletic action here on Robert Morris University Television. Stay tuned, the second half will be next.
Here at Colonial Sports Center, we train terribly hard in order to provide you with the best show possible. Colonial Sports Center, you ready?
Welcome back to the second half of Robert Morris Delaware CAA Men's Division I Lacrosse action. As you can see, the score, Delaware 5, Robert Morris Colonials 3. And Justin, you did some investigative reporting, got some stats. Let's hear them.
Yeah, well, a big plus for Robert Morris, even though they're down right now, a big plus was for them to stay out of the penalty box. The Colonials are the most penalized team in the CAA and don't have a penalty, and they're 1 for 2 on the man-up advantage. You know, so a good sign of things to come. As we recap scoring here, Delaware able to jump out to that early 3-0 lead. And since then, though, RMU's buckled down, and we're 5-3 right now, and that's where we stand.
Back to live action now as we start the second half, third quarter. Delaware going left to right in the blue. Robert Morris right to left in the white with red trim. Delaware with possession now trying to expand that 2-goal lead as they're up 5-3. What do you think Bear Dave was talking about at the halftime, trying to see how he can get his team back into this contest?
Well, hopefully, I think he's liked the way his guys have responded in the second quarter. They've really bounced back. Like you said, they buckled down the fort, and playing good defense is going to win you games. You know, it's the same in every sport. You know, offense makes you look good. Defense actually wins you the game. And their zone defense that they've switched to from their man-to-man early has really helped them out and stopped the high percentage shots from in the crease that Delaware's been able to get.
And that ball is going to be smacked away by the defensive Robert Morris. Delaware holds on to it. We'll talk about what Delaware probably did at halftime as well. right now looking to try to get that shot, and nothing, just getting smothered. However, we do have a whistle, and going into the crease will give the ball over to the Colonials. I'm sorry, no, they're going to have a push that's going to go again.
push on Barcia there, I think.
Off of, probably Barcia, the goalkeeper, and that's going to keep the ball with the Fighting Hens. As we were saying, Coach Bob Schillinglaw for the Blue Hens for Delaware had to probably be surprised with what the success he had in the first 5 minutes of this contest, and in my opinion, probably tried to keep the team calm and tried to just stay the course going into the second half. Well,
I think, he knew what to expect from the Colonials. They always come out of the gate hard, especially at home. And he felt that if they were going to have a chance to win, they needed to get up early. Because if anything, the Colonials give up opportunities late in the game. So if you can get those opportunities early in the game and capitalize, then that puts you in a good position for the rest of play. And they were able to do that. Jumped out to a 3-0 lead. And right now he's just saying, let's keep focused and do what we did in the first quarter.
Chance here for Delaware. They balk on the chance for that shot. They look at the underhand chance. Goes past Barcia, and a goal just like that. A 3-goal advantage for the Fighting Hens as that one goes in. Goal by number 22, Martin Cahill. That's his third of the afternoon.
Yeah, and Cahill picks up the hat trick, and he just he fired that right above Barcia's near shoulder. And, that's a time and room shot, really, where you got all kinds of space and all day to make your best effort. He gave it to Barcia.
Having the space is absolutely right. He had time to take a 3-step, setup into that, and just really was able to step into that shot. Side sweep.
Yeah, the offensive line must have done real good to give him some time back there.
Yeah, he was able to step in that shot with plenty of room to spare and had a clean lane to the net. And Barcia saw it go right out of his, right above his own cross. As I was going to say before that goal happened, this may not be the best time to look for it. Narrow flag coming out here. This one will be going against Robert Morris. This will be the first time they've seen the penalty box in this contest. But as I was going to say, waiting for this penalty to come up, is Robert Morris last week against Drexel was tied at half, and then they put in a 6th spot in the third quarter, and that was their big offensive production out of an 11-goal performance. Get over half of those in just the third quarter alone. And hopefully they can repeat that performance if they want to be successful again. But that's not going to happen right now because Delaware puts another 2 in quickly. That's number 17, Curtis Dixon. And just like that, the Delaware Fighting Hens have a 4-goal advantage, 7-3.
Yeah, and the Colonials even had 7 defenders back that time from the offsides and still couldn't stop them. Bear Davis got to be furious about that right now. Won the dumb play to go over the midfield line.
Take a look at again. This the first one there. We had the 2-step, the lead into that shot, and there was no one around him at all, and that was goal number 6. And just like that, Delaware are kind of repeating the performance they had to open this contest with 2 quick goals. And Robert Morris, they better quickly wake up out of the halftime here if they want to have any success here the rest of the evening.
Yeah, got to have better wing play in the second half. Good job there. But the wings got to do a better job of getting down the field, and that all starts really with the face-off win. If you can win face-offs, that enables everybody to jump down the field in a hurry, and that's when the Colonials are at their best.
For Robert Morris, they now have possession for the first time in this contest. But sorry.
No, the Colonials looking here. Caparosa, that shot's going to be fired from the point by Keith Lee, and the Colonials are quickly inbound. Dan, what do you got for us here?
We're talking about those face-offs there, and I was curious how that worked out. And let's look at the bad half of the first half, or the bad quarter was the first one. Rob Morris was 1 for 6 in face-off chances. Then the second, they were a perfect 4 for 4 in the second, and that's just the quarter that they had better success. I don't think there's a coincidence with those numbers.
No, not at all. That translates directly into ball possession, and ball possession gives you more opportunities. That's a fact.
Now a ground ball now picked up by the Colonials in their defensive end, and a lot of pressure there. He loses, and there's going to be a flag. This one will be going.
Barcia's got to be careful here. He gets back into the net.
And now we have a whistle, and that penalty is going to be enforced. Robert Morris is going to have another chance to find the back of the net, a man up. And a trip call coming against the Fighting Hens. And I believe that I think there was 2 guys on him.
I'm looking to see who the guilty party is.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be, I think, number 30. Yes, it is going to be number 30, Grant Kliauku. who has a goal already in this contest. He's going to be sitting down for a minute and think about what he's done.
Yeah, you feel shame.
Just not for too long. They go by quickly here. Rob Morris, see if they can capitalize now. Under 11 minutes remaining in the third. See if they can get back one of these two that they quickly gave up here to start the second half. Trying to cycle around from the outside, working in a counterclockwise motion. Now to the far end. Top of the attack zone, steps back in, passes off to the top between the hash marks. Now back over to the far side, dropping it down to the goal line. Trying to find someone, try to get some wiggle room there. And
yeah,
that one,
for that.
faking that shot. There's a chance in the middle. Ball's going to be loose. Delaware putting down the clamps defensively here.
Yeah, looking for that long stick midfielder. And Colonials working it around pretty well to the X, and now back to the wing.
10 seconds remain in the man-up chance for the Colonials. Looks like they won't convert here. And that penalty has now expired. 1 for 3 are the Colonials with a man-up. Chance here for Robert Morris. In close, and that one will go in. Robert Morris will respond. That's number 22. Dave Morton find the back of the net. The score now reads 7-5.
Yeah, Dave Morton, one of those guys. Dave Morton, one of those guys that I mentioned earlier that has had the privilege of learning from a guy like Corbin Brambleby. And he knows how to finish as good as anybody. And he got a great pass there from number 27, Patrick Smith, making up for that offsides a couple minutes ago. And boy, what a great play to get in close and then just find the open net.
And that is what Robert Morris is going to need to do with a little more frequency, as they are now trailing by 3.
And some claps and head nods from the Colonial sideline, giving the freshmen some love.
Trying to get a little bit of excitement back into this this half for the Robert Morris Colonials. Their loose ball. Lee tries to slide it away. He is going to push it successfully over to his teammate, Cal Buchanan. And Buchanan brings it into the attack zone and gives it down back below the goal line, the X spot. 9:35 left on the clock here in the third. Robert Morris getting possession here after the goal, something they need to do a little more often as they now trail by 3.
Yeah, getting that possession, after you score really helps with momentum. If you can keep that rhythm and not let up, is when good things happen and you can capitalize on opportunities.
Something else to look for here. Robert Morris has not really had those key players, those star players we talked about at the opening of this game into the score sheets. And when I look at that, I look at number 54, Tal Brownby. Delaware has done a great job of kind of neutralizing all his talents, both in goal scoring and setting up the goals.
Yeah, him as a star player, and also the senior Dan Kirsch. Kirsch hasn't seen a lot of room on the field either.
Yeah, they are made the most that Brownby has had is when he actually set up kind of a screen for that one goal late in the first half. But in terms of things that will be reflected on the score sheets when this contest is over, Brownby has been neutralized.
Mm-hmm. And look, kind of trying to isolate that crease. Brambleby in there all alone, one-on-one.
And now he finds himself onto the far side of the crease, and quickly Delaware gets a man posted on him. Now working in front of the crease. They get us a chance there. That one will go in. Success for Robert Morris coming here in the third. They give back those 2 goals that they allowed early on. It's now a 2-goal contest, 7-5.
Yeah, and how about one more for Trevor Moore, right?
I like it.
27 goals on the year now for Trevor Moore. And he was the guy that capitalized in the first half with that man-up opportunity. He knows how to get in the right spot at the right time and just buried that one in the back of the net.
Take a second look at it here. Beautiful chance going across the field here. Moore breaks past one defender and gets open look. Short angle goal, and he just kind of found the seam. But quickly, Robert Morris a little too much celebrating. Delaware putting the screws to him, and they get the 8th goal in just that quickly. It's, again, a 3-goal difference.
Oh, and it's a dogfight. Back and forth we go. And you can see it the second that the Colonials feel a little bit of energy, it's like Delaware just puts them right back in their place.
And that's going on right now with Delaware. They are, again, look at the sidelines, staying up. They've been up the entire contest, looking for a wire-to-wire victory for the Fighting Hens. The Fighting Blue Hens, if you wanted to throw the full title out there for Delaware.
Yeah, we were wondering if that was going to come true earlier. If you were in a battle and you had a blue hen, a Fighting Blue Hen, I guess, and a Colonial.
I mean, between a fighting blue hen and a passive blue hen, you know,
I'd take the fighter, right?
I'd take the fighting blue hen, clearly. Clearly, yes. We play in the Colonial Athletic League here for men's lacrosse. You would think the Robert Morris Colonials would be spotted a goal or two.
Yeah, a little bit of love for using our name, right?
Yeah, I mean, clearly, we got to be the good guys. You know, if we're gonna kind of make this into a black and white issue, you got to take the Colonials in the Colonial Athletic League. It's our show. But as it is, they trail by 3, and they've got to dam up the flooding right now, which is looking to be almost deadly at this point with goals coming at a premium.
Yeah, just Colonial's trying to stop the bleeding on defense. You know, if they can just play defense well enough to catch up at one point and make this a 1 or 2 goal game. You know, right now I guess they're only down 3, but it seems like they haven't been able to overcome that obstacle. Once they get to 3, it's over. You know,
Delaware working harder from the outside. Beautiful save there by Barcia. Hits it down, then actually had to use his hand just to scoop it away from the goal line.
And that was deflected on his clearing attempt, but it's picked up by the Colonials.
Wonderful ground ball pickup there for the boys in white. Now they're trying to get a fast break chance here, getting past the defense. Now they kick it back out to the outside.
And boy, the speed of Morasti, you just can't say enough about his speed. He's able to do so much in setting up the Colonial offense. And as we mentioned, the 2 speedsters, him and Caparosa, and when they're both on the field at the same time, it really creates chances for the attackers.
And that shot's going to go wide of the mark. However, a beautiful play there by Faustner, who runs out past the goal and is going to be the closest to the end line. That means the ball will be turned over to the Fightin' Hens.
Yeah, heads up play, and Faustner just a sophomore. You know, out of New York, he's a pretty close native. You know, but really a great heads-up play, and he's shown experience all game long, and he's coming up huge.
Yeah, Faustner had a wonderful first half. Got some help from the crease and the woodwork of the goal, or else this could be a closer contest right now. But Faustner, take nothing away from him, has played a wonderful first 40 minutes. Robert Morris with possession now, sent up in the attack zone, trying to get some sort of momentum going here. They had something happening there when they had 2 in a row. That was quickly snatched away by the Fightin' Hens, who put one in mere seconds later to extend it again to a 3-goal advantage for the boys of Delaware.
And substitute Kirsch for Seelock. Kirsch with it now, dish it off to the wing.
Robert Morris set up now, trying to work past this defender right now. That's Abbott. Abbott, he's going to get up to the top of the box. Now on to the far side. Again, trying to break through, putting someone in the middle. And chance here, point blank, Faustner. Couldn't tell if it was Faustner or if it was the crease.
In the crease
and
on the Colonials.
it's going to be in the crease anyways. But Faustner, again, keeping everything out of his net.
You know, I was going to say that the Colonials, you know, we talked about them preferring, as far as shots go, quality over quantity, but they're not able to get any quality shots right now because there's so much congestion in the crease. And the only way to take it there is to go right in, but, you know, there's so many fighting blue hens down there that the Colonials just haven't had any space to work anything by the crease.
A full coop of hens.
Yeah, a coop of them. That's a good point, Dan.
Got to use all the words in the English language when they give them to you. And you see now Barcia way out of the crease. He has to step back in closer to home. And there's going to be a call going against the Hens. That's going to turn the ball over to Barcia and the Colonials. Barcia puts it in his cross and runs out to the near side, then sends it to the far end.
All the way across the field. And Mulford gets it on now to Billy Conks.
And Conks, he's going to get hit from behind, no call, lose the ball out of the cross, and now there is the whistle.
Another call. I think this one's against Delaware as well.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for the advantage to play out. And with his hands up in the air, that's Kevin Kaminsky, number 5. He's had a great night or afternoon so far for the Hens. Trying to buy a call there, not going to happen. Rob Morris is going to get the ball on the restart with 4:34 remaining here in the third. Rob Morris trying to cut this down at least to 2 goals to go into the final 15 minutes.
And another low-scoring contest. We saw this last week away versus Canisius. Just a 6-7 matchup, only 8-5 here. And you'd like to think that the Colonials can overcome this deficit. They just haven't shown a lot of promise that they can.
Not the cleanest game that Rob Morris has played. That one will go in, though. We are going to go down to a 2-goal contest, putting that one in with authority. That appeared to be, I believe that was number 22, Dave Morton again.
Yeah, I want to say you're correct. He's getting a couple fist bumps on the sideline.
Just want to double check there.
What a shot. Just a laser beam.
And again, let's see if we can take a second look at here. Morton fakes it, takes the second shot, buries it. Morton feeling the love from his teammates there. It's now a 2-goal contest, 6-8. And on the face-off here, fighting for possession. And I thought it was going to be 1. Now it's still a ground ball chance. Will be picked up by the Colonials. Critical there as they give it back to Barcia so he can feed it out.
Let's see. I thought we were going to see the home run ball down there.
They have avoided doing that so far. We've seen the other contests.
It's a risky play.
Especially against Penn State. They tried that 4 or 5 different times. But you're looking at Delaware, they are getting the guys, and they're keeping them close to home, which is going to take away the chance for that home run ball. Try to get a long ball, convert it, and on the fast break opportunity, put one in the back of the net. Chance here for the Colonials, a little more momentum. Can they cut this down to a 1-goal contest before we go into the 4th?
Well, that had to be a momentum boost, getting that goal from freshman Dave Morton. That's got to raise morale. When the young guys start to step up, as they've done all season long, it can really add to momentum and give your team that confidence.
Hal Brambleby there, beautiful pass, no look behind the back, kind of flicked it up, was trying to feed someone in front of the net, still was completed to someone else in the white. Now a chance there from the outside shot. Brambleby saved by Foster, hit him in the chest.
Well, that was almost a duplicate of that shot we just saw from Morton. Tried going to that same top left corner.
Ground ball, fight for it. No one has it yet. And that's going to be picked up by the Colonials along the near side, feeds it back down below the goal line.
Back to Morasti at the axe. He's dangerous from down there.
Brambleby has it. He gives it up now right in front of the net. That's a pass. Shot from the outside. It's going to go wide of the mark, but it's going to stay with the Colonials. 2:43 here left on the clock. 6-8. Robert Morris, maybe you feel the momentum starting to shift back to the home club.
When you can see some of these weapons starting to show up. You saw the cannon there from Kyle Matisse, Morasti, and Buchanan now with it. You know, these guys are all very capable of putting points on the board.
Absolutely. Rob Morris looking for a contest or looking for a performance like they had in the second half against Penn State. Talk about a high-scoring affair. That one goes 12-11 in double overtime. And that was a game where they had an advantage, kind of gave it up, was down a few goals, and had to fight back, kind of like what we're seeing right now. And for the Colonials, can this be a chance for them to have a big, hard-earned win in CAA action?
And you look at that Penn State game, only the second game of the year, but the important thing that's significant out of that is they were coming off the road from North Carolina. And when you play and lose by 12 in Chapel Hill, that can demoralize you, but they didn't let that get to them. From there, they played 5 games at home and won all of them, and they remain undefeated to this day, trying to keep that record still alive.
That's what they're going to try to do here with 1:37 left here in the third. Robert Morris with possession, and now they are taking plenty of time to set up here, putting goal number 7. Looking for a stalling call right now. They're not getting it as of now. Delaware patiently sitting on their heels trying to get something here, and now you're getting a little bit of a call here telling Rob Morris to make an aggressive play here. And from the outside, it's going to be passed up to the front. Now along the far side, top of the box. Steps it down low to the goal line. Rob Morris cycles it around just a little bit more. 1:04 left on the clock. Rob Morris slows it back down again. No one getting in towards the crease for the Colonials yet. Still trying to play the perimeter game as we go underneath 1 minute.
Yeah, one of these guys that's
now
out
on the goal line,
perimeter.
Chance here, a loose ball, fighting for it, and it's going to be turned over to the Hens.
You know, I may be mistaken, but it almost looked like Buchanan tried to put that off the back of the goaltender.
Tried to play
into
the
net,
bounce.
played a little bank shot.
Foster now has it for the Hens. He feeds up onto the near side. 35 seconds left in the third. Bring it down to the near side for the Hens. First time they've had the ball in their attack zone for quite some time. Looks like Delaware's going to try to hold for the final shot as we get to under 20 seconds. Now working on the into the near side, feeds off to the top of the box. Trying to take that shot. Loose ball, smothered. And here comes the home run shot right here with 8 seconds remaining. And it's going to not find anyone. It's going to go completely to the air. Coast turned over with 4 seconds remaining. And that should pretty much do it here in the third. And restart here, and they're going to launch it right back in the air direction. 1 second remaining. There's the horn. That's the end of the third. After 45 minutes of play, Delaware 8, Robert Morris 6. And these two teams exchanging goals here in the third. And so on the other side of this break will be your final 15 minutes of action. This is CAA Division I Men's Lacrosse action. The Fighting Hens of Delaware and your Colonials of Robert Morris University here on RMU-TV.
Score 62-49. Good defense from the Hawks. No wigway. Can't knock that one down. And a good effort by the Colonials to try and come up with that offensive board.
Back here, start of the fourth quarter here at Joe Walton Stadium. 6-8 your score. Delaware leading by 2. Robert Morris has possession of the ball as we start the fourth and final quarter of regulation. As we mentioned in the open, this is a critical contest for both of these clubs as they are 1 and 2 in the CAA. Looking at the remaining schedule for the Colonials, a week from today they go on the road to Villanova, and then they will wrap up here at home on the 25th against Sacred Heart. And remember, only the top 4 teams in the CAA advance to the tournament, and the semifinals will be on Wednesday, the 29th of April. So if these both teams are 1 and 2 in the middle of the pack fighting for those 3 and 4 spots, this is a critical contest for both of these clubs.
Absolutely, and a lot of pressure on Delaware. I'm actually pretty impressed with how they've come into this game. You know, they did everything that they needed to. And that'll help too. Yeah, and it's almost like clockwork right now. Come out of a fresh quarter, Delaware's going to get a goal. They do it 63 seconds into it. They make it a 3-point affair once again. Curtis Dixon puts this one in right above the shoelaces of Barcia. 9-6 is now your score. You know, and I think we can almost attribute that to coaching experience, because we see right off of a game break, we have Bob Schillinglaw with a few minutes with his players. And in his 31st year, he's got a lot of experience behind his belt. He knows how to, you know, the mechanics of putting the ball in the net. And we've seen that time and time again, as you mentioned, coming right out of a break or opening up a quarter, that they just strike real quick. Doing a good job of coaching them up. And Delaware with the ball again. And they're looking here to really try to put this one out of reach for the Colonials, I'm looking to say, because 4 goals coming here for the Colonials, especially in the fourth quarter, which has not been their best quarter by far throughout the season. 4 goals may put this out of reach for Robert Morris. And they've let in 130 goals on the season. 44 of those have come in the fourth quarter. That's not a statistic you want to have when you're usually the team in the lead in the fourth quarter. and then you give it up during the fourth quarter, that's not a good stat you want on your resume.
They trail by 3. That shot goes high of the mark, should I say. It's going to stay with the Hens as Kaminsky puts that one above the crossbar. And it's going to go right back over to Kaminsky. Calling out the traffic here. Feeds it off to the near side.
Colonials.
Fighting Hens putting 2 guys right in front of the crease. Now they break off into the wings.
And it looked like it confused the Colonials for a second there.
Beautiful save there by Barcia. He drops down on the knees, smothers that ball. Rebound is loose. It's a ground ball picked up for the Fighting Hens, and they're going to stay in possession with this one right now. 12:35 remaining on the clock. And Robert Morris now have held on to both of their timeouts going into this fourth quarter. And right now, Bear Davis might have to look to either burn one of these on the next whistle or hopefully get a turnover here, as they cannot afford to go down by 4 anytime soon. And that one, beautiful save again by Barcia. And the rebound's going to stay with the Hens. Right now, Delaware doing a good job of picking up these ground balls, critical here in the final 15 minutes.
Barcia, he is clutch, and you can tell that you get the feeling that if they go down by 4, it's over at this point. Now, you don't want to say that because anything can happen, but the Colonials haven't shown much of an ability to overcome a large deficit, especially in this game.
They've gotten 2 at a time twice so far this contest. They've never put 4 in one quarter. They've put in 3. However, they've spread them out throughout the entire quarter. They haven't had that complete offensive firepower. This ground ball is going to be picked up by Barcia. They chip it up into the mid. Again, that ground quickly turned back over. A chance here on a broken play. Delaware tries to set up that one. Beautiful play. Goes stick side goal. Delaware. That's number 22. Martin Cahill. That's his 4th. And he is going to be the star player here if they end up holding on with a 4-goal advantage, 10-6.
Yeah, Cahill with another beautiful shot, but you could see it really well from where we were at. Barcia didn't have a chance there. Just coming down off the rush after the turnover, his guy's not able to pick up that pass to the midfield. And, turnovers will kill you, and especially when you can come back on the rush, as Delaware has done this game, you're going to get burned more often than not.
And still ground ball, and it's going to be push going for Delaware. And you saw there, Robert Morris tried to do this fast break opportunity, pass it down. When you can't make those passes, now you have a broken defense, and Delaware just capitalized completely. Ground ball here, and again, picked up by Delaware right now. Those ground balls heavily in the favor of the guys in blue, and that might be the most telling statistic when this game is all said and done. 11:03 remaining with Delaware up by 4.
Yeah, Curtis Dixon, one of the guys we looked at coming into this game. He's more of a scorer, but he's had two really nice assists in this game. He contributed on that last goal as well. He's very deadly from that left wing.
And there's a whistle call going against the Fighting Hens. Ball's going to be turned over to the Colonials, 10:45. The clock shows here at Joe Walton Stadium. Rob Morris going to need to put something in here fairly soon, get the momentum back on their side if they want to have a chance to get back in this one in the latter moments of this contest. Bring the ball into the top of the attack zone. That shot's going to go in, and just like that, not waiting for the perfect shot, but getting any shot, that one goes in. Goal, Robert Morris, and just like that, it's a 3-goal affair once again.
Yeah, Buchanan with a beautiful, beautiful shot, and just snuck it right in behind Noah Fostner.
And Fostner has looked good. He's been saving the point-blank shots, but it's the ones from the outside getting a little bit of a screen by the defenders, by people like Tal Brambleby, and those are the ones that are going in, especially down low. He's handled the stuff up high. Is the stuff down by his knees, his ankles, or the ones getting in right now?
Yeah, that's one of the things the Colonials have done really well. They've been getting traffic in front of the net when they need to, and when you fire those shots from the point, visibility becomes a factor for the goaltender. If you can't see the shot coming in, obviously you're going to have a hard time stopping it. And Buchanan took full advantage from that last shot.
Our chance here is Leah. That one trickles along the goal line, smothered by Fostner. And again, those little inches, a couple bounce here, bounce there. This could be easily a tied contest right now. As it is, Colonials trying to come back from 3 down.
Yeah, a couple posts, couple bounces straight down off the stick of Fostner. Just little opportunities like that for the Colonials that they haven't been able to capitalize on, and that's the difference right now in this ballgame.
Delaware with it now, chance as the defense finally gets back for the Colonials. Look to take a shot. They choose to wait out the clock a bit longer, and that one turned the corner there. Loose ball picked up by Barcia. Wonderful save by number 1 in net for the Colonials. Robert Morris now decides to carry it across the midline. And now a chance here before the defense get back. They're trying to get that open shot. They take an underhand sweep, blocked before it gets to the net, picked up by the Fighting Hens. Now having it is number 9. Phil Rollins is going to carry it down for the boys of Delaware.
Good check by Morasti, trying to keep them from coming up on the midfield stripe. But Delaware able to do so, and they'll take it in to the Colonial attacking zone.
Delaware choosing to hold this one off, finally get it into the attack box. That shot from outside, wonderfully saved, but now the ball is loose. Ground ball picked up by Barcia. They're going to try to run this one down quickly once again. Didn't work last time. Carrying it across the midline for them is number 15, Billy Conk. He holds it into the attack box, waiting for the reinforcements to get there. He gets double teamed, squirms away from that one, passes it on to the far side.
Conk's putting on a clinic there with ball possession.
And beautiful save there again by Faulkner, as that shot is taken in traffic. And now coming back quickly for the Fighting Hens. This shot from the outside, no, they're going to hold on to it.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, any save made by a goaltender is going to be a big save when there's only a 3-goal difference in the fourth quarter.
8:12 left on the clock. Robert Morris down by 3. Delaware holds on to it. Carries along to the near side, outside the attack box. Holding it now is Kaminsky. Kaminsky carries it in. Holds up, directs traffic. Chooses to give it up over to Cahill. Cahill, 4 goals for number 22 in this afternoon's contest. He's had a huge game. May look to go to him again for number 5.
Yeah, Colonials maybe going back to that man-to-man, it looks like. They've been varying off and on throughout the game.
And right now, number 17, Chris Dixon, taking up real estate in front of the cage for the Fighting Hens. And right now, it looks like Delaware is going to be content just to cycle it around the outside.
Yeah, Dan, they recognize that man-to-man switch and trying to spread them out and get an open lane so they can dodge and head to the crease.
Holding on to it now. Back along the near side. Goes over to Kaminsky. That ball is going to be shot. It's going to be staying with the Fighting Hens, though, with 7:09 remain on the clock. Take a look at the crowd shot there. Decent crowd here for the day before Easter Eve contest, as you will. Most of the student body back with their families and other loved ones, and we're going to have a timeout here with 7:09 remaining.
Yeah, and we noticed that over spring break as well. We had pretty large crowds here. A lot of support, growing support for these Colonials as they're undefeated at home. That's on the line right now, though, with just over 7 minutes to play, down by 3.
And take a look at this now. If you want to notice, Delaware breaks up into their offensive and defensive huddles. That's what Robert Morris has been doing all contest. This time, the Robert Morris huddle, one huge group, as this team down by 3 probably needs a little more of a hurrah, hurrah speech than a X's and O's speech.
Team unity is a big thing for Bear Davis. He likes everybody to be on the same page. But, you know, hopefully they come back out in the fourth quarter.
And with this timeout taken by Delaware, we're going to step away for just a quick moment. When we come back, the last 7:09 of this contest, Robert Morris 7, Delaware 10. You're watching CAA action here on RMU-TV.
I'm David Dietrich.
And I'm Susan Defino.
Our extension is 3865.
Colonial Sports Center. You ready?
Welcome back to action here. The Delaware timeout has concluded, and we are back into action here. Barcia out of the net right now, trying to get some pressure on defense. He holds onto the ball now. Dodges 1,
defense.
Dodges 2.
Yeah, he tried to be
ball.
a midfielder, too, there.
And now he has to quickly retreat back into the crease. Chance here for the Fighting Hens.
Now watch inside there. Mulford's got to get that guy out of the crease right now. You can tell that's what Delaware is looking for from that X position on the field. Trying to look for that crease pass in front, get that easy one-timer.
So remember, that timeout was taken by Delaware. They have 1 remaining The Colonials holding on to their full allotment of 2, keeping those in their pocket for later on. 6:10 left on the clock, halfway through the 4th quarter. Delaware with possession and a 3-goal lead.
Gonna dodge one-on-one. He almost got a pick there. There's the slip.
Open net chance here. That one goes in. Beautiful give and go option right there. And Curtis Dixon working in front of the net. He's gonna jump up, put that one past Barcia.
Yeah, and that's
again,
what
a 4-goal advantage.
Bear Davis is furious right now at the referees. He definitely wanted a call, and that little slip screen there that they used to get him open. And you could see right away he was frustrated with that call, or non-call.
Yeah, with the non-call. As it is, not going to get the call. He's going to concede the goal, though. Robert Morris now down 4, and desperation has to be coming in now if they want any chance of putting in 4 in the last 6 minutes of this contest.
Not a lot of time to waste now.
Imagine you're going to see the aggressive level pick up exponentially, and that ball with that aggressiveness is picked up by the Colonials, quickly rushing up, and that shot just wide the mark. It's going to stay with Robert Morris, though, and those are the type of things we've seen him get a couple goals like that. Quick transition shot from the outside, finding one past the goal keep, and that's what we're going to need here in the last 5:40.
Yeah, and senior leadership, I think, right there from Dan Kirsch, knowing the situation and knowing that there's not a lot of time left, urging that ball toward the cage.
Robert Morris with possession now, looking they have to get one quickly back in here to even this one up. Right in front of the net, that shot again, wide the mark, and it's going to be a foot race, and it's going to be turned over to Delaware, and Bear Davis is absolutely furious. He feels the official did not see, I believe that was Moore, who was actually behind the official, who might have been closer to that end line. They didn't see that, and it's going to be turned over to Delaware.
Yeah, and from Bear Davis's eyes, you can look at this and say that this might have changed the course of the game. It's a hard sell at this point, down 4 with 5 minutes to go. But from his perspective,
ground ball picked up by Robert Morris, yes.
Definitely frustration setting in.
Every call is going to be critical here for Robert Morris, but so is giving up 3 goals in the first 2 minutes of this contest. Chance here, and shot, and no, they're going to hold on to it. Under 5 minutes remain now. Delaware more than happy to sit on this ball, eat away at the clock with a 4-goal advantage.
And there you can see Bear Davis on that shot. Not a lot of smiles right now on the Colonial sideline, and for good reason.
And chances just slipping through the fingers like grains of sand. And that one will be shot, score, Delaware. Beautiful individual effort there. I believe that was number 1, Andrew. Is that you think? Yes, it was. Number 1, Andrew Unthank puts that one in for Delaware. First time we've called his name today.
Yeah, Unthank, hometown product from Wilmington, Delaware. And, you know, the sophomore attacker with a nice little play, and now sets up Delaware up 5 over the Colonials.
With under 5 minutes to go, that might have been the nail in the coffin for the Colonials, and what would be a heartbreaking loss for Robert Morris. And having to come out of the net there, makes the check there, does Barcia. Shot goes wide of the mark. It will stay with Delaware as we get to 4:10 left on the clock.
Yeah, and as desperation sets in here, one of the things that you can't do is take a penalty. So if you're Robert Morris, you got to be clean about it.
And that ball is going to be turned over to Robert Morris with 4:07 left on the clock.
To go a man down at this point would be catastrophic to chances of winning this game.
5 goals in 4 minutes. Robert Morris has done it before. However, that's on a day they've had a lot more offensive production than what we're seeing today. Carrying it in now for the Colonials. Trying to shake off one defender. Get some space between him. Still trying to work back behind there. Buchanan holds on to it and goes back over to Buchanan now along the far side. Pass up right into the middle. Open there. That spot's going to be bounced away from the mark, though. However, it's going to be a foot race. It will stay with Robert Morris, though. And the faint applause by the crowd, trying to egg on the official there.
Yeah, the Colonials have only dropped 2 in a row. One other time this season. Those were back-to-back games to Townsend and Hofstra on the road, and trying to avoid doing it again here to Canisius and Delaware.
Absolutely. Canisius was a non-conference matchup that was stuck in the middle of their conference schedule while the Townsend Hofstra losses do go on their CAA records. Ground ball now has to be picked up. Tal Bramley shoots it just wide the mark. It is going to stay with the Colonials, but now we're under 3 minutes to go with 5 minutes remaining. Bear Davis still has not exhausted any of his timeouts here in the second half. Gotta think that'd be coming up sooner rather than later.
Right, you would think that, Dan.
And that shot again, wide of the mark there, stays with the Colonials.
Yeah, I think Bear Davis maybe trying to use it if they would lose possession. I think maybe saving that timeout.
Ball back in play for the Colonials. Desperation to get right there. That one will go in, and there is a flag. We will see what the final call is. The goal will count, though, and that's going to make this a 4-goal affair. Going to see what the flag is, if it came before or after the goal will be the big question.
Buchanan not done yet. Colonials 2.5 minutes to try and put 4 behind Fossner. It's been difficult thus far in the game.
Davis, you're thinking Davis would want to take a timeout here with 2:36 remaining. And they're going to say that the penalty came before the goal, so there's not going to be anyone on the box. Rob Morris.
Huge face-off.
Delaware will stay. And it's going to be a push. It's going to be turned over to Robert Morris. They have possession. Now if they have possession, we're going to see a timeout. Not yet. And that shot will go in. We are not done yet.
And
Robert
Buchanan,
Morris scores. Buchanan in fuego.
Is that 3 for Buchanan now?
I believe it is, sir.
Oh, my gosh. This kid came to play today. Somebody told him the game might be over. I think he heard you're nailing the coffin, and he said, not on my watch.
You know, if nailing the coffin makes him put some goals in here real fast, I'll say it again, the nail's in the coffin. 2:25 left on the clock. Bear Davis still has both timeouts, hasn't used one yet. Never a huge face-off here. A start, and the violation's going to go against Delaware. Free pass here for Robert Morris. Lee brings it in. Top of the box, now onto the near side, goes back to Lee. Lee from the outside, off of the woodwork, does not go in. Those are the bounces that have been plaguing Robert Morris all contest. Half an inch in, and we're talking about a 2-goal. This one shot wide of the mark. It's going to stay with Robert Morris.
Kirsto keep it in, and here come the possession guys. Here's Caparoso onto the field.
2:09 left on the clock. Bear Davis still doesn't take the timeout, keeps them both in his pocket. Now into the top of the box, hold on to it now. There's Caparoso, you just mentioned him. He holds on to it. He tries to dodge one.
Trying to get that slide for the Delaware defense.
Now along the far side here. That's Lee. Lee has it. He tries to break past the D. Work along the tiptoe it. Still can't break past the D. Now back up to the front. Shot from the outside. Finds a lot of traffic. Round ball picked up again. 1:40 remain on the clock. Chance here. Underhand shot. Again off the woodwork. Nothing.
Beautiful save. It was actually off the stick of Fossner.
Was that Foster that had it? He's had a tremendous game. And that shot's going to go wide. It will stay with the Colonials, though. 1:29 on the clock.
Off the shaft of the stick of Fossner. He never even saw it.
Number 13, Fossner.
And here's your timeout.
And there, finally, Rob Morris burns one of their 2 timeouts. 89 seconds left on the clock, a 3-goal affair. And this game is really heated up here in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Anything could happen at this point. Just unbelievable right now. And again, you see the group huddle from the Colonials as Delaware separates offense and defense. If nothing else, what can come out of this is that the young guys get the experience of playing in a tight game and having to fight back and work hard for a victory. And where better to do it than Joe Walton Stadium?
You don't like to say what if during a game, but what if, I mean, collectively we're talking 3 inches between things that have hit off crosses, off sticks, off crossbars, off posts. I mean, we're talking
so close, so many times, so close. And that's got to be, you know, maybe one of the things that the coaches are stressing to the players. Don't get discouraged. Keep battling, keep fighting, and keep throwing shots at the net, and sooner or later good things are going to happen.
Teams break their huddles. 89 seconds left on the clock. 3-goal affair, 9-12. These are the 3 goals that are no difference, or the 3 goals they scored very early before Rob Morris got into the contest.
If you get one more quick, there's that if word again, but if you can get one quick here, maybe you're in Fossner's head. If he's got to think about making saves, right now he's just reflexes, you know. But if he's got to actually think about making a save, maybe the Colonials have a
Loose
change in
ball
fortune.
Here. Fighting for possession, still a ground ball. No one has it yet. It's going to stay with the Colonials. Tal Bramley has it. Now we're at 1:05. He has to quickly act here. Now on the near side, holding on to it is Moore.
Can't
Moore
waste
gives it
time.
up. Now tiptoeing around the back of the crease, trying to find some open space. Delaware trying to clamp down as hard as they can. That shot, loose ball right there, shot, score!
In front, Dave
Beautiful
Morton.
play there.
Dave Morton, the freshman, gets his third of the afternoon.
This is a 2-goal affair. 50 seconds left on the clock. And I'm just going to say it again. I think the nail's in the coffin.
Keep at it, Dan.
Whatever's
Keep
going
at
to
it.
happen right here, Robert Morris fighting back. Where was this for the first 55 minutes of the contest? That's probably what Bear Davis has to be asking right now. Beautiful play there by Morton.
You know, it's almost like watching the Penguins at some point, and I hate to relate this to another sport, but you know how they turn it on in the last couple minutes if they're down. If they would have played with this urgency all season.
And that's going to be a push. The ball's going to be turned over to Robert Morris.
And now a timeout from Delaware.
Delaware is going to take a time, try to cool off the heels of Robert Morris. And with 45 seconds left on the big clock, it's a 2-goal affair. And just like that,
the nerves are starting to go for Schillinglaw. And you can see it in the players' expressions on the field that all of a sudden they let the cat out of the bag.
Absolutely. After this timeout, possession is going to be with Rob Morris. And now you're looking at all those critical things we talked about. Winning the faceoffs, getting the ground balls, rushing through the end line on those shots. All the little things they failed to do in the first 3.5 quarters of this contest are coming together, and you can see where the offensive firepower is with this team when they do the little things correct.
Right, and all you can do at this point for the Colonials is just hope it's not too little too late. Just keep fighting, just keep whacking away. And like I said, just hope for the best. And, you know, some things are out of your control. You know, you can't go back and say now, well, we should have played harder. It's all living in the moment, and they really need to capitalize here.
Well, right now the moment carries less than 1 minute on the clock. We are restart again, rushing down the far side with possession of the ball is Robert Morris with the Nals Conk. He has it, tries to shake past one, shake past two. He tries to give it up. It goes over to Kirsch. Kirsch has it. Kirsch gives it up. Now on the near side, back below the goal line, trying to find someone in the middle. That's a ground ball. That's going to be picked up. Critical loss there for the Colonials. Loose ball though, and they're going to hold on to it before it goes past the outline. Tal Brownby puts the shoulder into
Colonial
it. Out
possession.
of play. It's going to be turned over to Robert Morris. 18 seconds left. Are we going to take our second timeout yet? Bear Davis feels he's going to hold on to it. And actually the ball in question has gone over the fence. We're going to have to grab another one. And talk about something to delay what is an edgier seat moment. Don't feel the need to use the back of it here. 18 seconds left. Ball back in play now. Rob Morris needs one very quickly. Shot, and that one's going to go wide of the mark. It's going to go out of play. And however, it will stay with Robert Morris. 7 seconds on the clock.
They got to be bang-bang at this point. You need a pass, a shot, and
Davis
a score
has to be
twice.
holding on to the timeout for if they get this first goal in. Restart now. 5 seconds on. 3, 2. This is not going to be too little too late. There's the horn. And this game is over. After an exciting final 5 minutes, your final score, Delaware 12, Robert Morris University 10. Justin, what an exciting conclusion.
It was great to see them on their comeback run. Just an unbelievable end to a great game with so many implications with the CAA playoffs. And you hate to see them come down on the short side, but at the same time, having these guys battle back and the young guys really stepping up in the end is great to see. And I think head coach Barrett Davis may be a little frustrated at first, but right now in the huddle, he's got to be proud of his guys for not letting up.
And that's something you're going to see from these younger teams, and as this squad and this program gets more experience, these are the kind of contests that will help them in the long run. Looking at the records, Robert Morris will drop to 8-6, 1-3 in association action for the Blue Hens. They are going to raise their record to a still sub-500, 5-8. However, they go even in the association at 2-2. That's going to put Delaware ahead of Robert Morris for the meantime. Remember, top 4 teams will move on to the semifinals towards the end of April. What more can you say? That was that's all you want from a conclusion. You just wish you would have seen it for the entire contest.
All right, now obviously you'd like to see it come out the other way, but don't quit has been the theme of this team all year. It's something they've gotten better at over the course of the season, and over the course of this program, you can see the program continue to go, and that's one of the things that as a Robert Morris student and as a fan of the game, you can really come to respect And hopefully these Colonials, a big win coming up is going to be needed on the road against Villanova, and then Sacred Heart, the last 2 conference games still to play. But you know, great stuff, and hopefully the Colonials continue to work hard and play well.
Absolutely, every contest remaining critical for Robert Morris. Well, for all of us here at Joe Walton Stadium, have a wonderful Easter and Easter Eve. The final score, Delaware 12, Robert Morris 10. You've been watching Division I Men's Lacrosse here on RMU TV.